Hello and welcome to SaltWire Today for Wednesday, February 15th. I'm Scott Squires, in for Kate Walker. The Crown and defense presented their closing arguments today in the trial of William Sanderson, the former medical student who was accused of first-degree murder in the death of Taylor Sampson. Justice James Chitman will give his final instructions to the jury, which is expected to begin deliberating on Thursday. SaltWire's Steve Bruce has continuing coverage of the trial at saltwire.com. The provincial government in Nova Scotia says landlords must provide a written notice of eviction, serve it on the tenant, and provide reasons for the eviction. The landlord must also provide 60 days notice for evictions due to renovations or demolition. In the case of Brandy McGuire, the landlord provided the tenant with only 5 days notice and failed to provide any reasons for the eviction. Recently, a small claims adjudicator upheld an earlier residential tenancies officer ruling that McGuire was to be compensated for almost $14,000 due to violations of the Act.
I was ecstatic. It's a big step for tenants' rights, and this was new ground that they were breaking. No one's tested these new laws until now. Now someone has, but we broke the ground and got good results from it.
The adjudicator's ruling serves as a reminder to landlords and tenants to ensure their rights are respected and the proper steps are followed when evictions occur. SaltWire's Nicole Monroe has more on this story at saltwire.com. Time to take a look at what's trending. Today, SaltWire weather specialist Alistair Alders talks about a phenomenon that sounds more like science fiction than science fact: frostquakes.
Well, remember that cold snap we had here in Atlantic Canada for like a day and a half last week? Well, it turns out that some people reported receiving frostquakes. And yes, you heard that right, frostquakes. Rapidly falling temperatures, usually with the introduction of an Arctic air mass, causes water underground to freeze. The ice that forms continues to expand and it builds pressure on the soil and bedrock. This pressure keeps building and building to a point where it causes the soil or the bedrock to crack. Now, frostquakes are completely weather-driven, unlike earthquakes where we have tectonic plates involved. However, you can get loud booms, shaking, and minor damage from frostquakes. Now, most frostquakes do go undetected. They sound like nearby construction, but if you have rapidly falling temperatures, it's more than likely you're experiencing a frostquake here in Atlantic Canada.
Let's check in with Dan McTagg, senior analyst at GasBuddy. Dan is here to give his prediction for fuel prices in our region.
I think gasoline is going to go up about 3.5 cents a liter. So that's the bad news. We are seeing this in other parts of the North America, where futures markets last week, in fact, did rally. And diesel, which has a long way to drop, we're seeing it everywhere, could drop as much as 8, 9, or even 10 cents a liter. So if you're using diesel, it's good news. If you're using gasoline, maybe a good time. We talked about this last week, that last week would probably be the end of the line as far as cheaper prices are concerned, relatively speaking. And I think we're almost there.
You can watch the full Prices at the Pumps video with Dan at saltwire.com. Time now for the Atlantic Sports Wire. The 2023 Prince Edward Island Canada Games get underway this Saturday, and SaltWire's Dave Stewart has the story of a local production team that will broadcast the games via livestream.
When Charlottetown Scott McLean started a little company called Universum Media Inc., almost 20 years ago, he had no idea how big it would become. Over the years, it has broadcast games online for PEI's major junior franchise, as well as AUS and U Sports events, and harness racing coverage for Red Shores. Now Universum will take on one of its biggest productions yet, as the lead web broadcaster for the 2023 PEI Canada Winter Games.
We're basically doing what they call an enhanced production. So we're going to try to make it look as good as if it was a TSN production. We're going to have multiple cameras, replays, graphics, and commercial ads, everything else going through it, as if you're sitting at home watching a normal TSN production. We're going to have it, play-by-play is going to be in both languages, English and French. We're going to have play-by-play, color commentary. It's going to be the whole thing. So you go on, you click on to either whatever venue you want, you click the sport you want, and you pick the language you want, and you'll see a good production.
McLean relies hard on his team and contractors to get the job done. McLean could have gone to Toronto to work with any of the big players, but he said PEI is the place he wants to be. Helping enhance the broadcasts is veteran producer Ed Milliken, who spent 34 years with Hockey Night in Canada, has produced multiple Olympic Games, and spent 10 years with Fox Sports in the U.S.
First of all, I have a family. I wouldn't go anywhere else. I love PEI. I love being here. The sense of working somewhere else, I've had a chance to go and do other stuff. I wouldn't want to do it anymore. We have enough work in the Maritimes for Universum that keeps us busy, keeps me happy, and we employ people and get people the work they should be doing, and we try to pay them as much as we can. And we're not going to match the big name companies, but we're a maritime base.
Scott McLean started Universum Media Inc. in 2004 with just a commercial camera at his fingertips. Spin ahead 19 years and an investment of more than $1 million, 2 production trailers, and he's producing the 2023 PEI Canada Winter Games. Reporting in Charlottetown for SaltWire Network, I'm Dave Stewart.
Now to see what's coming up in the forecast, we're going to check in with our weather specialist once again, Alistair Alders.
Thanks, Scott. Well, it was an absolutely beautiful day here in HRM. We had lots of sunshine. Clouds did start to build in through the afternoon ahead of some weather that will be arriving later this evening and overnight tonight. But I can tell you that tomorrow is set to be nicer than today. This evening, though, it will be mainly cloudy and we'll have some scattered showers and drizzle developing late this evening through the overnight hours. We'll see the temperature this evening near 2 degrees, but we rise up to 7 degrees by Thursday morning. And most of this weather clears out by the time you're waking up on Thursday morning, so mainly sunny skies and sunshine as we go through the afternoon on our Thursday with a high of 11 degrees. Yes, 11 degrees in the HRM. Now, that could break some high temperature records. The previous records are near 11, 12 degrees in HRM, just depending on the location. So we'll certainly be in record territory tomorrow. The warmth will be sticking around into Friday. That's when our next weather system will arrive with periods of rain, but we do have to watch Friday night into Saturday. Temperatures will be falling, so we could see the showers changing through a period of ice pellets or freezing rain, and then over to some flurries. So I am keeping a very close eye on that. Scott.
Thanks, Alistair. That's all for now. For more extended video and full online articles, stay tuned to saltwire.com. And you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. I'm Scott Squires. Thank you for spending some time with us at SaltWire today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.